All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into another stream. If you guys are new here in the morning, we come in, take a look at NQ price action. We see what happened during the overnight session, see what price can do going to that New York session. So let's get into it. Let's see what we got going on. Make sure my mic isn't fucking... Got it cold brew. We're going to get into it. Let's see what we have. All right. Go. All right, on the 4 hour, what we're looking at right now. So I'm typing this out inside our Discord as well. So come check us out if you have not already. That's www.papertraders.io, or check out our Twitter at the Paper Traders. In the link in the description, you will find a free membership. So go check that out. Good morning. We got going on here on the 4 hour. So looking here, we see that price is currently consolidating between the weekly open and the previous daily low. The weekly open is also in line with the previous day's 50%. So if price cannot get through that, then we are still looking at consolidation, and not gonna be playing into the outside day idea. However, if price does displace the previous day's 50, then we can look for price to continue to the PDH, and we will be watching that hourly FEG. That hourly FEG above where we have found resistance yesterday. Price is still above the 1550 EMA, which is still telling us that trend is more than, in the overall scheme of things, the trend is leaning more towards upside. Until price gets below the 1550 EMA. We are gonna favor the upside more, right? Let's take a look here on the hourly. On the hourly, we had this inverse fair value gap. The price bounced on. We swept these liquidities, which was nice, right? We swept those, bounced on that 50%. We're also holding this fair value gap, and then we have this one above that we just rejected as well. So on the hourly, you can see the price rejected that same FEG above at 29,909.25 to 29,883.75. Right. So if price, and we have not seen a close of an hourly body above the weekly open yet. If price continues and check that weekly open, then we are looking back to the downside of the range, which is the previous daily low, right? That's the PDL. And we have an FEG above where price found support, an IFEG rather. So inverse fair value gap, right, from this guy right here. 29, 653, 21. Nope, that's not it. That's where the 29, 722, 75. 229, 618, 25. Right, so if price continues to kind of reject this area, then obviously we're going to continue to look to the downside here. Current hour, the 9 a.m. hour is currently trading inside the 8 a.m. hour. So we can look for a sweep of the previous hourly low and potential reversal to the upside for an outside hour here. To the upside. We do have this fair value gap is honestly There we go, we got this guy right. We have this fair value gap. Put this hourly chart better. We can see that we do have a little hourly FEG here as well from 29,811 to 29,784. Price can see a little support on it. If not, then PDL it is. Right. That's what we have on the hourly and the 4 hour. So weekly open is continuing to kind of knock price down. If price sweeps this bottom, taps into this fair value gap, maybe look for a reversal into the upside and see if we can get an outside on that one. Let's get a little bit of a grind up to the top here on the 15-minute. Let's see, we have this giant 15-minute fair value gap right here. So this liquidity, which let me put this into my Tuesday journal. You can see that overnight we swept these liquidities, we reversed to the upside. We still have these guys on the downside, so we're gonna keep them. We have this guy on the upside. $15-minute, this looks a little bit like an M pattern here. Still the same thing that we were saying on the 12 hour as well. Anyways. On the 15-minute, we have an FEG on the downside from 29,801 75 to 29,773. That has not been retested yet. So going into New York, we can potentially look for a retest of this FEG and a hold before the continuation to the upside. If price trades through this FEG and closes below it, then we can use it as an IFEG for an entry for shorts, right? yeah, on the upside, yeah, some liquidity on the upside. Upside through the weekly open, we're looking at PDH as well as the 12-hour level at 29,962, where price has rejected multiple times before. Right. So about our daily plan, something that we talked about yesterday inside our Discord is the fact that this Asia session saw expansion, London session, obviously consolidation here. Right, a little bit of a expansion, London session, consolidation inside of that session. So Asia session or New York session, we can look for potential sweep of this and then reversal back up, which would technically play out into the theory of like price retesting this and then coming back into here. So see what price does. We'll also align the OTE of this right there. There we go. All right, so looking on the 5-minute, as we discussed yesterday, price expansion during the Asian session, London session was a bit more like consolidation slash manipulation above the Asian session high. Here going into New York, we can look for expansion to the upside. We are gonna look for either a hold of the London session OTE for a continuation back into the upside. Here we would need to see price above the Asian session high and the London session high in order to confirm that price wants to continue to the upside. If price does come down first, we will look for a potential sweep of the London session low, which does line up with the bottom of the range at the PDL. If that holds, then we are good to go for upside. If price breaks below the London session low, then we are looking back below that PDL. And that's all I have today. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, come hang out with us. Come check out our Discord. It's www.papertraders.io. Best way to see what we're all about. Check out our Twitter at the Paper Traders. Come see the things that we offer in there. And yeah, we'll see you next one. Peace out.